Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Krista, aka Miss Fred, and I am a teacher and a side hustler and a recent seller on TpT. Welcome back to another episode of TpT Tuesday. If you are someone who is interested in seeing TpT income reports, hearing about side hustles for teachers, or watching me and my journey, then this is the place for you. So for those of you who are new here, I started my Teachers Pay Teachers journey on January the 1st of 2024. Today is the 30th. I can't believe a month has gone by. I know we have one more day technically in January, but I typically do upload videos on Tuesdays. So I just decided to do my monthly report for Teachers Pay Teachers so far. I'm so grateful you're here. I have to say, I'm really shocked and surprised that anybody is watching these videos, and just seeing that I'm getting views and some of you are commenting. It just means the absolute world to me. I love connecting with other teachers. So thank you, thank you, thank you for your support. So as I said, I started my Teachers Pay Teachers journey back on January 1st, and this month has been a whirlwind of work. So my goal for January the 1st was to create my store and create my first product that was for sale, which means I had to put up 2 products. So that was my goal for January 1st. I woke up that morning and thought, this is going to be an easy breezy process. I'm going to post a couple of products and then be on my merry way to start my New Year's off right and have some fun. After working a more than 12-hour day, I finally got everything up, and I learned more in that one day of just getting started than I could have ever possibly imagined. I'd seen other videos on Teachers Pay Teachers, and I really became addicted to them after this first day, but I just did not really understand or grasp how much actually goes into a Teachers Pay Teachers store, particularly with descriptions, thumbnails, product previews, and all of those things. So firstly, I wasn't really a Teachers Pay Teachers purchaser before I started, which I'm really regretting, because now I'm starting to realize what kinds of amazing things there are on TpT, and I have missed out on the fun for the past 7 years. I've bought a few printables here and there, and that's it. So I'm really learning what is available, and that's been exciting for me. And I also just wasn't thinking about it. Like, it's never occurred to me that if I wanted to sell a shirt on Amazon, that I not only had to have pictures of the shirt, but I had to have descriptions and links and product info and all of this stuff. Like, I don't know where I thought that stuff came from, but I guess I just didn't really think about it. So that's what I've really been learning. This month has been amazing. I went ahead and got the premium subscription right away on January 2nd before I sold a single product. And I don't think that I sold my first product until the 3rd of January, but we're going to be going over all of that today. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about my first month's income on Teachers Pay Teachers. I'm going to show you a tour of my store, exactly how many products I've made, what they look like, and then I'm also going to show you my blog and my Pinterest, because those are 2 things that I have started as well this month to get me started with Teachers Pay Teachers. So my goal originally was to get up 31 products by January. So I knew that I wanted to work really, really hard this month at that. And then after that first day, I was like, I don't know if I can do it. But I just grit my teeth and got really busy and decided to put every spare moment into this. There are 2 benefits of that. Number 1, it saved me a little bit of money because I wasn't off and out spending money. I was at home making TpT products. And 2, I learned a lot of things that you learn the hard way really, really quickly, because I grew my store as quickly as I could. Now, I want to let you know I am a full-time teacher. I currently work in an online school, and I also teach a variety of subjects. So I teach music, I teach English 4, I do 2 credit recovery courses, and then I do 2 creative writing classes, one that has an emphasis in mythology. So I'm teaching a lot of different subjects. In addition to that, one of my side hustles is that I direct musicals. And so I have a job with a high school here in the Denver area where I'm directing musical theater. I also have a choir that I conduct that meets on Tuesday nights, and that is an additional income, not to mention that I adjunct and teach at 2 separate branches of the same university for a theater teaching job. So I work a lot. I know that if I really need to make extra income, I can always go back to teaching piano lessons, but I did that for 10 years and it's just not something that I'm interested in doing anymore. So I work a lot. I am single. I don't have any children. I just have my dog Bruiser, who's currently still sleeping because he likes to sleep in, but I work around the clock. It's always been my personality to be a busy person, and so it's something that I like to do. This is the first year where I thought everything that's keeping me busy should generate income. Whereas before, I was volunteering a ton, which is great, and I highly recommend it. I learned so much from volunteering. I learned most of my skills as a director from volunteering, and then I was able to launch that into actually a side career. So I love volunteering and I think it's amazing, but I'm just at the place in my career and my life where if I'm going to be doing something extra, it's going to be just something that's all fun for me, or it's going to be something that's going to be benefiting my future. Because as you know, teachers are not paid as well as they should be. And I can honestly say that I cannot survive in the area that I live in on the salary that I make with the bills that I have. So, it's one of those things. I could get a roommate, there are other options, but I want to make more income. That is my goal, is to generate more income. So let's stop jabbering and I will show you what I made my very first month on Teachers Pay Teachers. I'm so excited to share this with you. So in my first month of Teachers Pay Teachers, I have a 5-star rating. Thank you to my one or two friends who gave me a 5-star rating on products that they purchased. I have 6 followers, and as you can see, I'm a premium seller, and I made my premium account on January 2nd before I'd earned a dime. This month so far, I have earned $160.99. So my goal has changed drastically throughout the month about what my goal was. My goal started off as I want to just sell something. I want to sell at least one product in January. Then when I hit that, I was like, okay, I want to sell 5 products in January. Then I was like, okay, I want to make $20. And then after I made 20, I was like, okay, I hope to get to $50. Then it was, I hope to get to $100 and so on and so forth. And so then finally my end of the month goal was to make $150, which I was at up until this morning. And then this morning I sold a bundle, pushing me into $160.99. I'm so happy that I exceeded all of my goals for what I've made. I've currently sold 22 products, and what that breaks down to is a variety of individual products and bundles, and I'm just going to share with you what those products are. So I've sold 5 jazz bundles. I've sold 4 individual New Year's SMART goal setting lessons. I've sold 4 Martin Luther King Jr. resources. I sold 2 units of my African classical music. I've sold 1 of jazz, 1 which is a swing jazz, 1 of introduction to jazz. I've sold 1 Valentine's Day social emotional learning resource. I've sold 1 social and emotional bundle, and then I've sold 1 free jazz and avant-garde, 1 jazz bundle that's my printable version, and 1 digital music for my Indian classical music. So I am a music teacher primarily. I also teach language arts, but I'm focusing my store on music, and then I'm also throwing in SEL because I think all teachers love to do SEL and should do SEL, and I always incorporate that into my class in addition to my other stores. Not to mention, most teachers also teach an advisory class, and advisory is the perfect class to do SEL in. So this is what I made. I've sold 22 products, I believe. Let me just double check that number. 22 products, and I have 580 views, which is very exciting. I'm just so floored by this. I just can't believe it. As you can see, I did go several days where I sold nothing, and it's kind of been a back and forth. My best selling day was on Friday. I sold a couple of bundles and I made $67.44. Today I have made $21.60. So this is what I have earned. This is not what my store has earned so far. I'm not really sure how to check that, to be honest with you. So I would have to figure out what that means. But that's my store. Let me just show you a little bit of what my store looks like. So I have music resources. I would love anyone who is willing to just follow my store just to boost a little bit of views. That might help me show up. Within the first month, I have made 38 products. I might get to 40 by January or by February 1st, which would be amazing. My goal, I've surpassed my goal, but I have 2 products that will be ready to go out hopefully tomorrow, if not on February 1st. And those are for Chinese classical music. Currently I'm featuring my jazz bundle, which is my best seller, and then my Valentine's Day resources. And this is what my store looks like. I want to keep it colorful. I wanted to keep it beautiful. This is just something that I wanted to, and if I like looking at it, maybe other people will like looking at it. So that's what my products look like. I have kind of gravitated towards a polka dot um border for my digital resources, and then it says digital in the corner, and then I have gravitated to a striped border for my printable resources, and then I've also started putting printable in the corner. My very first products, I didn't always put that because originally I was only going to do digital products, but I just thought, why not sell printables as well? Some people like to print things out, which is great. So I just am so excited that I even have like 2 pages of products. I'm really, really proud of myself, and I have worked so hard on these. Each of these assignments that I've created has been a labor of love. I'm teaching my passion. And I have also taught this subject matter, which is music appreciation, at the collegiate level. But what I noticed was it was really hard to translate that to a high school course, and I was struggling to find resources. So I wanted to do this for myself because I needed resources for my students. All of my resources are for the digital resources. I make them ChatGPT resistant, so it's impossible for students to copy and paste the slides. And then I try to have interactive components, whether that be Cornell notes or interactive slides and that sort of thing. So let me just take you on a tour of one of my digital products, and then I'll take you on a tour of one of my printable products. So this is one of my more recent products that I put up. It's my Indian classical music. I do my thumbnails where I tell them what it includes with little thumbnails of the actual product. And then my last thumbnail, I always try to make that an advertisement for another product or for a bundle. And then my previews look like this. So I explain to the customer what they're going to get. I provide example pages, and then I also just show them a preview of the whole presentation if I can. I give them an idea of how to use the product, and then the last couple of pages are going to be an advertisement for another product, or my last page will connect them to my social media. So I need to change this and add my Pinterest because I started Pinterest now. I also have included on all of my jazz curriculum a product video where I show how to use it, but I haven't done that yet for my world music one. So once I get my whole world music bundle up, then I will go back and put in a product video on all of those. The other thing I did to help make my store successful was I started a blog. So this is my blog. I made it with Wix, and I went ahead and I upgraded it so that I could buy my domain name and work on that. One thing I haven't started yet this month was an email list. So that's going to be a February goal. Currently, I was just focusing on getting blogs in existence. And so that's what my focus has been on. But I basically just have some information about me. You can see in this picture, I'm conducting my choir. In this one, I am teaching tap dancing. And then I just have a little bio here. And then I have a full biography plus a picture of my dog, who's the real star of the show. And he's the reason why I do all of this, so I can afford his bark boxes. And then this is my blog. So I currently have 7 or 8 blog posts up. And with these blog posts, I am writing about teaching certain things, and then I will link to my blog post. So for example, I did a blog post about teaching civil rights in music and how you can incorporate that. And then a quick ad at the bottom for my product. I also am keeping my TpT journey updated in my blog as well to build more content. And then my two most recent blog posts is all about how to teach global and why we should be teaching global music and not just Western classical music in the music classroom. And then I have those linked to my products. And then my most recent blog post that I wrote this morning was about my printable products, because I'm a digital girly and I love digital products for my students, especially because I'm a fully online teacher, but I know some people really like printable products. So I kind of talk about the pros of printables and why it's good to have printables, also with a link to my printable products. Lastly, I want to show you my Pinterest. My Pinterest it's pretty new. I had a couple of followers before from just like literally like 2009 when Pinterest was really popular, which I guess it still is, but I just haven't been on it at all. And so I have started creating more posts. I did a few in the beginning, but I didn't have it like linked to anything, and I didn't really have a blog. So I've heard that it's better to link to your blog rather than directly to TpT. So now I try to make a Pinterest post for all of my blog posts, and I'm just getting started with that. As you can see, I'm very low in views, but I did notice that my traffic in my TpT store is coming sometimes from Pinterest. So I wanted to make sure that I have that. So let's look at my traffic resources. So as you can see, I've got some Facebook traffic. I know this was probably from my friends on Facebook. I don't have an official Miss Fred Facebook page yet. I am just marketing on my friends, but I have a lot of music teacher friends, so that's good. Google AdWords, I still don't even know how that's possible or what that means. I've tried to find, if anybody knows what Google AdWords means, please post below, because I've tried to Google like digital music appreciation resources and see if I pop up, and I don't. So where is this coming from? Instagram, I occasionally will do a reel on Instagram, as well as TikTok. I'm doing some TikTok reels. So I have a pretty decent following on TikTok already as a choral music teacher. So I'm trying to use that. But I do notice that it's a catch-22 because it's generating clicks for me, but my content usually was choral music. So I know that I'm losing some followers over that. So I'm trying to balance out, how do I keep my same following and then add this, and then also just be willing to generate new followers, because this is the direction that I want to go. So there's all of that. I have a couple of science websites. Don't know what that means. That's crazy. Some TpT emails and some Pinterest. So Patreon, don't know how that happened. And then another science blog. So not everything is resulting in a sale, but this is where traffic is coming from. Most people are finding me through good old Teachers Pay Teachers. So that's wonderful, and I'm really happy. And TpT emails. So thank you, TpT, for doing some marketing yourself. I try to keep up with the trends in SEO and see what is important and what's going on and all of that. And I'm trying to do this right. So I'm trying to follow the steps that other people have put out. Everyone is so generous with their information on how to be successful. I haven't paid a dime for a course on how to be successful on TpT, but I've just learned through YouTube and other vlogs. So I'm really grateful for that. I may eventually get some professional advice on Pinterest marketing, email lists, that kind of thing. But for now, I'm doing pretty well. I mean, it's my first month. I've made $160.99. I'm so grateful for everyone who has purchased a product from me. It makes me so happy to think that the things that I use with my students are being used in other classrooms around the country or the world. And it makes me excited to know that my hard work is being valued. So I just can't say how grateful enough I am for this. As I said before, I have a lot of irons in the fire. I'm really busy with a lot of things. So it's going to be interesting to see how much I actually put into Teachers Pay Teachers in the month of February. I knew the month of January would be really scrambling. My goal in February is to continue to grow. I would like to put up 10 products by the end of February. So that number will be based on what I end up with January. Because if I end up posting 2 more products in January, then I'll start fresh on February 1st. And my goal will be to get to 40 or 42, depending on, or sorry, 50 or 48. I can math. I can math. Um, depending on what I'm able to do, but I'd love to get to 48 products by the end of February. I would love to have more followers, but I'm trying to focus my goals on what I can control. So I have no control over who buys from me, no control over how many likes anything gets or how many stars things get, but I can control how often I'm blogging. I can control what I post on Instagram, what I post on TikTok, and what I post on other platforms. And so I'm going to try to bump up my social media presence a little bit. It's nerve-wracking. I know that maybe other people might feel the same way too, because it's really hard to value the work that you're doing. And it feels sometimes embarrassing, at least it does for me, to share with my Facebook friends or my Instagram friends, like, oh, this is what I'm selling, because I don't want to seem like that high school friend that you have who's trying to sell you like LuLaRoe, like that's not what this is. This is a resource for music educators. It's not a scheme. It's not anything like that. But I do feel a little nervous that people will think that I'm just trying to make a buck off of them. Whereas in reality, I just want to get the word out. I want to help other music educators. And I know that if I was struggling to find resources for my music appreciation class that were digital, I know I'm not the only one. So I'm trying to create something that is going to help music educators, make it easier on them. Music educators are the busiest teachers in the school. We have, just thinking about like what comes up in January, February. I know that we'll just stick with choir directors. In January, they had all-state choir, jazz all-state, youth all-state, which is like the elementary and middle school choir, but that goes up through 9th grade, so that affects high school teachers as well. They are getting ready for their large group festival contest, which is going to be at the end of February. They have other like conferences that they're going to. So they might end up going to like TMEA or other conferences that are at the beginning of the year. They also have to think about solo and ensemble. They also are planning their normal concert. They likely started rehearsals for the musical and have been working after school. And that's just in their one job. So I know how busy we are as music educators. And I know that a lot of times some of those national standards slip through the cracks because we aren't able to get everything in with the amount that we have on our plate. And so what I have done is created some fun seasonal as well as just enriching music appreciation lessons that can go right into the Canvas LMS or whatever you use, whether it's Canvas, Schoology, Blackboard, and you can just set it and forget it. And then when you have time to go and give grades, you can grade it. I provide the answer keys for you, and then you can rest assured that you're hitting all those standards. This is also great. How many times has it been an emergency and the set fell apart and oh my gosh, I have to fix the set and I need to take my class down to the theater and give them something to do so that I can work on the set for the musical. There's always something crazy going on in a music teacher's life. And I love that with this, you're not giving a free day, you're giving them the ability to work on something that's going to benefit them while you take care of the myriad other things that you have to do as a music teacher in order to make your amazing program function. And then I also know that with all of this, there are teachers who are teaching music history or music appreciation or piano on top of whatever class is the class that they are meant to teach. So you don't have a full-time FTE in choir, but you still have a full choir program, and then you have to teach some other classes. So my goal is to make that easier on you if you're a music teacher. If you stayed until the end of this video, 10 out of 10, you are a real winner. So thank you for being amazing. And thank you for supporting my channel, supporting my journey. All of my stuff is going to be linked below, all my social media, as well as my TpT store. Please go check it out if you're a music educator or if you are just a TpT enthusiast. I would appreciate it. Let me know down below if you're a TpT seller. I would love to follow you on TpT and see what resources that you have. As I said, I also teach English. So because I'm focusing so much on making products in my spare time, I have spent a good amount of money on TpT for my English class this year. So please share with me your store, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much and have a great day.